There
What's
we
happening,
are.
everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Elevate with Elsner. I'm your host, Blake Elsner, and my picture sure is fuzzy.
I quit.
You probably should.
How about that? Welcome back to another episode of Elevate with Elsner. Because
This
I
name
am
sounds
your
familiar.
host, Blake Elsner, and that's Sebastian Rusk on the other end.
Who am
Let
I?
me tell you, he had to come into St. Louis, and it was like you would have thought this guy had to live on the street for 3 days.
It was very comparable
he
to
had to fly Southwest, right?
If you've ever been to Alcatraz and had to stay for any extended amount of time, St. Louis is very, very comparable. And then he has these two like gigantic asshole dogs that you're forced to deal with. One scratches me. They smell like hot garbage. It was just, hey, it was bad. It was bad. And then there was some sort of like prank between him and his wife where they're like, let's see if we can adjust the AC in the basement down to 52 below zero, and we'll just freeze that Florida boy right out of St. Louis.
And I think we did. I think we were successful on that with the help of Larry Leather.
And then, of course, the last night that I'm there, it's cozy and like comfortable. The dogs come in and jump on my air bed and scratch me again and leave my bed smelling like Trader Joe's salmon doggy treats. But other than that, it was a fantastic stay.
Yeah, you gotta admit that air inside that blow-up mattress was not free. Just a little heads up, blowing that thing up. So hope you enjoyed that.
You probably blew that thing up with your mouth.
Took about a week. Cleaned it up, got the carpet cleaned, the dogs cleaned. You know, we were ready to go, and you came in like a little whiny little child because you had to sit in the middle on Southwest Airlines and get fed an A-second on the plane. Got his crackers first, got his little drink up theirs.
Okay, okay. So I will say that going there on Southwest, I did complain and bitch a little bit up until getting there. And then, you know, I fly American and I get to the Admirals Club. I have a nice stiff cocktail, good quality food.
#unrelatable.
When you fly Southwest, there is a Budweiser bar that's about this big. Okay. Doesn't even sell Budweiser. And all the seats were taken. And luckily I had boarding A3. So I was able to get Southwest first class, which is the first row for those of you not familiar. And oddly enough, that first row, I was so worried about it. That row was empty for about 10 minutes. Like no one wants to sit there at all, which was great. Now, the flight attendant was just
Barry, right?
She was it was not. It was a female, older lady, clearly having a bad day. I tried to kill her with kindness. She kept on giving me her nasty little snarled look. Thought about throwing her under the bus to Southwest customer service and getting her fired, but I got to sleep at night, so I didn't.
You know, like the stock price will do that.
Yeah, the way out there wasn't bad, and Southwest sells tequila, so American needs to take note on that. So the good old Casadores. So getting to St. Louis, not that bad. I think, what do we do? I landed. I
landed about 20 minutes early, if I have to recall. They took off about 20 minutes late out of Miami. But let me tell you, when you fly to St. Louis, it's easy to make up time. I mean,
it's the spirit of St. Louis. Spirit of St. Louis.
Very few planes in the air headed this way.
So I landed, and you picked me up in this rinky-dink convertible. I was like, are the wheels going to stay on this thing? And then we went to
I stole it from my dad.
We went right to the casino. Yeah, you need to drive that thing in the St. Louis River.
And we went right to the Casino Queen. I took you immediately out of St. Louis and right into Illinois, where you belong with the Cubs fans.
Yeah, go Cubbies. How about those Cubbies going to the World Series? Can we talk about first place? First place is the best place.
No, so we went into Casino Queen. How about $2 bushes? I mean, you can't beat that, right? I think
$2 bush lights. That's a tough tall order, but that casino was rigged because we got absolutely robbed.
Yeah, we did. Had a great time getting robbed, and we left.
We set 150. What do we set? $150, $300 on fire.
Some just subjective, whatever you can make back. You know, You can get it back the next day, or actually later that day. I think we probably did. So, yeah, that, and then where did we go? I think, and then we went, to the best local watering hole, Helen's, and we went up.
Helen's, where all of my St. Louis girlfriends are currently employed. I didn't know that until I got there.
Yeah, they really, really enjoyed Rusk and his camaraderie at
I believe I believe I refer to it as friendly banter.
Mm-hmm. They haven't let me back in since you've left.
You ain't getting banned. You have a chair with your name on it at Helen's. Tell me you're an alcoholic without telling me you're an alcoholic.
This guy, you know what? When we were there was a time where I was like, this guy next to me at some point in his life, he might be almost 50 years old now, but at some point in his life, this guy was probably like a pool boy at the, overseas at some resort in Mexico. And I'm talking about you. And now, you're pounding probably shots left and right now. This guy's asleep by 9 o'clock. He's like, I gotta go to bed.
There were no shots consumed. Actually, you forced one down my throat, because that's how it works, right? What was it? A green tea shot, some sort of tequila action. It was very, very good. I don't take shots because
we don't take shots either.
Shots will end the party immediately if you're not, careful. But what we were there Thursday night.
Yeah, and then what? But prior to that, actually, now that I think about it, we went and saw Larry Leather before.
I met my wife. What's her name? Maggie.
Yeah,
you met Maddie.
Yeah, no, it was Maggie. I think you're right. You had a few.
No, I think it's
wives.
Maddie, and then the next day, Bella, who I conveniently renamed Isabella, to which she said, "Oh, you're calling me by my government name now, huh?"
Mm.
And all the flirting came to a screeching halt when I found out that all of these lovely ladies were my daughter's age, 25. Okay, so there's like a bare minimum here.
Yeah, that's tough, but at the same
time.
Well,
listen, I'm 46 going on 26, but that doesn't mean I can date 26-year-olds. Like bottom, like there's like a floor on age, which is for me, I believe, 10 years is realistic. So let's call it 36, maybe 35, turning 36.
I guess you did keep up. I mean,
Belichick has opened up the world of opportunity and lowered the barrier to entry for all men out there.
Like Belichick and Belichick, right?
Yeah, Belichick with his Belichick.
He's changing up the scenery and keeping quiet about it. How about that? So then after that, we went to Anheuser-Busch. I had never even done the tour that we did, and spectacular tour. You were struggling. You it was about 10 o'clock in the morning, so you were still.
Okay, let's talk about it.
But as soon as that tap started coming, and Larry Leather had you pour that first cold one.
Whoa, easy.
Oh, we're free.
Wait, Turbo. Hold on a second. Hold on. There's zero context here. People were like, what? We went from Helen's to what age? Girls, Sebastian Dathan. You're like, Budweiser, 10 a.m. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I forgot. You got to tell people that.
I wake up the next morning to a text at like 9 a.m. that we're going to Anheuser-Busch headquarters for a beer tour. And I'm thinking, cool, later on this afternoon, I go up there, one eye open, and he's like, get dressed, Bill. We're going to the tasting tour. I go, when? He goes, at 10 a.m. I go, I haven't even had coffee yet. That's in 45 minutes. So whatever. I'm on vacation. I rally. Yeah, vacation in St. Louis. Imagine. And so I get dressed, vacation attire, throw on some shorts, a shirt, put on my flip-flops. It's St. Louis. You can wear flip-flops to a steakhouse. So they don't have steakhouses. They have houses that you eat steak in, but they don't have steakhouses. So I get to the Anheuser-Busch, which, by the way, jokes aside, this place is just engulfed in history. Opened in 1876, all red brick, takes up like 4. You just feel like, and it's 4th of July weekend, Budweiser. You're like, America. And we get in there, and I think we were a few minutes early. And finally, Big Larry, our tour guide, comes over. Like, I was
gift shop wasn't even open yet.
Like, I want to drink beer with Larry like every day. Like, hey, Big Larry. These guys got more stories than Dr. Seuss. So we get ready to go on the tour, and he's handing out safety goggles and this hideous Anheuser-Busch hat they made us wear. And then he looks down and he goes, oh, you can't wear those flip-flops in the beer factory. And I was like, come again? And I'm like, I look at Blake and this is where I went from a complete hungover mute to Blake, we cannot miss this tour. You know, I can salivating over fresh beer. They had me at, you've never tasted colder or fresher beer. So Larry's like, what size shoe do you wear? And I'm like, does this guy really have a pair of shoes for me? Walks over to the check-in desk, opens the cabinet below, and comes back with these like hiking boot / sneaker hybrids. He's like, sorry, I don't have any socks. And I was like, well, I mean, beggars can't be choosers. You know, I'm going to put these on. We about to ride out. The very fact that you have my size, Big Lair. So I put these bad boys in, and we went and we toured all through the brewery. We quickly learned that brewmasters don't do shit all day. They push buttons and hang out in this control room, and that each building connects to another building, connects to another building, connects to another building. And then we get to the grand finale where Big Larry says, you're going to taste the freshest, coldest beer you've ever had. In fact, this Budweiser was made 24 hours ago. It's not even pasteurized. And it's got this little tiny spout, and he poured it. He said we weren't allowed to go underneath it. I almost walked out at that point. I'm like, that's what I'm here for, Big Larry. And yeah, we had some tasty beer. And then we tasted Michelob Golden. They don't have that anywhere else but St. Louis. Outstanding beer. And then we had some pretzels and some beer cheese. And then we spent ridiculous amounts of cash in the gift shop. So
you forgot to, you actually told a little joke too. And we were sitting there and you're like, I didn't know I get athlete's foot with the tour as well.
Yeah, I did. I put the shoes on. I'm like, I didn't know athlete's foot was included.
But those are some clompers. Those were like true beer master shoes. Nothing. I mean, if anything was falling off of one of those kegs in there and it landed on your foot, you would have been fine. The rest of us.
Hold on a second, though. There's no kegs. We didn't see one keg in that entire factory. Not one.
True. What are those big barrels? What do you call them? What do you call those big?
We call them beer. We call them beer barrels, Bill.
Beer tanks.
Yeah. So we left there shit-faced about 11:30 in the morning, and then what do? We weren't shit-faced. We were well on our way, though.
Yeah, it was. I think it was lunchtime then. So I think
we were at Helen's.
Helen's. Yeah, that's where.
Right. That's where I met Isabella for the first time. Shout out to Isabella. Izzy.
Yeah, you got to experience that, and then we saw your boy.
Who?
Well, some people will say he's canceled, I guess, but I don't know.
Oh, Chris D'Elia. Saturday night.
Yeah.
Chris D'Elia. That's right. He was good. Yeah, good. I've never seen a bad set from Chris D'Elia. He absolutely murdered an hour and a half there in St. Louis. What was that club called? Giggles?
Yeah, we were at the Helium Funny Bone? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Only two to choose from.
I think Giggles. I think we should open a comedy club called Giggles.
Yeah, I could. Man, I was giggling at that place, but.
And then that was it, huh? Thursday got in. Friday beer tour. Friday, what did we do Friday night? Oh yeah, we did Chris D'Elia. No. Chris D'Elia was Saturday night. What was Friday night? Friday night was your birthday.
Oh, that's right. I turned 33. I forgot about that.
33. I was wishing him a happy 34.
Oh, that's where we had the steak in the house, or the house.
We went to Citizen Kane, which is just this mothball filled someone's house from 1826. I thought fucking Little House on the Prairie were gonna crawl out of the top attic. Yeah, I thought Michael Landon was gonna bring me my steak, and place smelled like mothballs. I'm like, I'm taking a bite, and then they bring out this cream spinach that I think the dishwasher just puked in a bowl. They might have warmed it up, brought it out, because that was awful. Wow.
Sorry.
But the steak wasn't bad. I had the medallions. I believe I had, and
they're fantastic. Fantastic family, fantastic steaks.
I mean, they can hire a cleaning crew, maybe come in and demothball the place. That'd be great.
Yeah, that's kind of part of it. You like to you get to have a little side of asbestos with your steak. That's just what we do here in St.
I think
Louis.
they might have had a side of asbestos in the cream spinach.
Yeah,
because that stuff was awful.
It'll help you survive a little longer, because you couldn't wait to get out of here. I think you cut your day off a little. I think you were supposed to stay.
Well, no, because okay, first of all, who goes and stays with someone for a week? Like a week. Like I don't even try. I'm on the road constantly, and I'm still like maybe gone 3 days max. I got there Thursday afternoon, and I left Sunday morning. Realistic. Yeah,
that's a week.
And let me say, you guys were wildly devastated and highly
extremely
offended.
devastated and offended.
Yeah.
Still offended.
They're like, was it because it's cold down there? I was like, it was a plethora of things. You know, your son was punching me all week. I don't even know the kid. You can't hit back. You can't hit kids. You know, I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm just getting hit. You know, like Mac's punching me, and you guys are like, Mac, you can't hit adults. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Oh, we went to the farm. We went to Grant's farm.
Oh, that's right. Another
good old. Oh, that was the day after. That was Saturday during the day. And had a couple more Michelob Goldens. Gosh,
you got to feed the goats, so you got to experience that. You got to
no. Don't start with the you got to. Okay, this freaking red-haired little ginger made me go grab a baby bottle. I don't even like babies. Grab a baby bottle and go into this goat pen with baby goats that are pecking away at every ounce of your lower region, trying to get this baby bottle. They smell like hot garbage warmed over with a dirty diaper on top.
Now you know where we got red.
Yeah, that's exactly where you got the dog. And those little goats got the biggest buttholes. Not that I was looking, but I don't know if you've ever seen a goat butthole, but wow.
I don't know what's the deal with those goats because, yeah, the one, remember, prior week took Lottie's finger and she was bleeding.
Yeah, so all jokes aside, that's not funny, okay?
Guess,
yeah, I mean, bit the little baby. You don't be biting the baby. Lottie girl was...
I'm just saying, but her finger looks like a little nipple on the end of a bottle, and that's probably like when her finger was dangling down, they're like, oh, it's the bottle. We think that's a bottle. And then
he bit it, and she's blood's flying everywhere.
And the goat's like, that doesn't taste like milk.
Yeah. It's a little irony.
Yeah.
They got her all fixed up. But I gotta say, your Lottie girl, she was the highlight of the trip. She's the real MVP.
Lottie
Elsner is the real MVP. She doesn't like other adults that aren't her parents or grandparents at all, but she likes Uncle Rusk. Yes, she did. She came over. I'm like, look at all my toys. She literally brought them all to me.
She's highly intelligent, and her emotional intelligence is extremely high.
And she didn't punch me, which is great. Yeah, when you don't get punched by a baby, that's always a plus. A 5-year-old, that's a little different,
Yeah, he's in that stage of destruction a little bit. He's gonna calm down there, partner.
Yeah, he was trying to lock me in the basement. He's like, stay down there, whoever you are.
That's why I'm still down here. So, but yeah, no, I think we had a really great time. I think if anybody, would be like, hey, Rusk, was top, St. Louis in your top 5 destination, you'd probably put it at like 3, I would say.
It's not a bad place in the summertime. I would never, if I had to go there in the wintertime. I think I've been there in the wintertime, haven't I?
I think you came for the Blues, right? With Builders of Authority with McChesney. So you came for the Blues, and then you came back for the Cardinals. So yeah, you've seen just about every season, I guess.
Correct. But I haven't seen snow.
Well, we could put you in some snow. I mean, you thought it was snowing in the basement, but apparently it was not.
Yeah, I'm all set on snow. You know why? Because of ice. And that ice is just not forgiving. Had another experience last year in Dallas, was careful all week long. Walked out of a bar the last night there, waved at the Uber, and went flying. And ice, you go down real quick and real hard, and it hurts. So
that's why you're scared of last nights. And ever since then, the last night of your vacations, you just haven't been the same.
Are you glad that you finally got this St. Louis recap done? You've been calling me like the DA looking for child support all day, every day. Like, come on, man, St. Louis recaps. And I just knew this was going to be a prime opportunity for just raw, off-the-cuff comedy. So I was like, sign me up.
That's right. And guess what? St. Louis is a beautiful place. Would never go up in the arch. I wouldn't.
I was just about to say, except when you're in the arch, like inside the arch. I don't know if you've ever been to St. Louis, folks, but they put you in this little cart that no one wants to be in at all. And you go up like this, and then those things break down. Yeah. Okay. The cart breaks down. Definitely is. But here's what I got to say about St. Louis. The best part about St. Louis is leaving it. That's a mic drop moment. And with that, I got a podcast to record. I know that's
next time.
Until next time, find your way. But if you do go to St. Louis, definitely go to the Arch. If you're claustrophobic, you're not going to want to go inside it. Go to the park. It's beautiful. Go to the visitor center. Downtown, beautiful architecture.
Visitor center. I don't think we went to the visitor center. But
we didn't go that trip. These are previous trips. These are McChesney.
That was the last time you drove a diesel.
I've been to Bushfield. Screw the Cardinals. I've been to.
The Cardinals are playing at Bushfield tonight.
They are, and then I've been to a Blues game.
Donovan.
I've been to a Blues game. Our boy Adam McChesney got us a suite in heaven. If you've never been to heaven before, you definitely want to go in a suite at the Blues game. We were in the rafters. I saw a guy like fixing a light on the ceiling. I could have grabbed his boot. Don't ever eat toasted ravioli. It's garbage. It's horrible. Tastes like deep fried Chef Boyardee, but worse. The pretzel bites are amazing with the beer cheese. Definitely go to Anheuser-Busch for the tour. Incredibly awesome experience. Casino, it's very depressing. I look around the casino and I look around these people and I'm like, I feel amazing about my life. Like there was no like go-getters in there. But then again, if you're in there Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m, you're trying to pay the rent.
And we were also in the state of Illinois. Let's not forget.
Oh, that's true.
We were not in St.
But all in all, it was a great trip. I definitely will be back in the summer for a Cubs game to watch my Cubs humiliate the Cards.
I think it was the summer when you were here.
It was. I'm going to come back again in the summer, but no winter.
I thought we were going to Chicago in September.
Yeah, and then now you're coming here to disrupt my life in 2 weeks.
That's right.
Weekend. Yeah. Good times here.
Look out, Rich. Here I come.
All right, buddy. Hey, great job with the podcast. Keep up the great work. Keep elevating with Elsner.
We're elevating.
If your business needs AI, Elevate with Elsner's got something going on. You need to hit Blake up, talk to him about it. If you want to reach out to me, all my contact info is in the show notes. That's the description of this podcast episode. If you've been thinking about starting a podcast, that's our jam. We've been doing it for the past decade. We take you from idea to iTunes in 90 days or less by launching a podcast. Then we support you ongoing. We become friends if you're cool like that. I get stuck with people like Blake.
He didn't filter me out. This is episode 44 too.
He pays me to be his friend. It works out perfect and produces podcasts. It's amazing.
They always say some of your best friends are the ones you buy.
That's right. Exactly. It's like some of your best girlfriends are the ones you buy. All right, Bill.
All right. Until next time, when we continue to elevate, right?
Yeah, be good. If you can't be good at it.
But yeah, start a podcast because this is going to be episode 44, and we're cruising.
Nobody cares what the episode numbers are.
Nobody cares except for me. I care.
Right, I was going to say, you're the only one that cares that it's episode 44.
You're over there going 44 divided by 4. Yeah. All right. Until next time.
All right, Bill.
See ya.
Bye, guys.